All right, connecting. All right, we are recording. Awesome. We got interrupted yesterday. My internet went out, so I apologize. So, can you guys talk about how, um, Kimberly was trying to, get it right and she got baptized and all that? I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, she wanted to come back home. She wanted to be with her son, but she didn't want to come home sick. And anyone that knows a drug addict knows that that's a lot when they come off. And so she went to church just on a whim one night and gave herself to the Lord and got baptized. My uncle had recently got baptized and joined church himself, and they were really close. And an hour, maybe 2 hours before Kimberly was shot, um, she told her and she said, Uncle Andy, I've messed up a couple times, but I'm trying really hard. I want to come home. I'm trying really hard. And my Uncle Andy said, well, all you got to do is pray about it, baby, and the Lord will take care of it. And her and my Uncle Andy prayed for about 15 minutes in his yard, just on their knees praying to the Lord. And then we got the word. His son, my Uncle Andy's son, called me and let me know that Kimberly had been shot soon after.
I'm so sorry.
I believe with all my heart, Kimberly is in a much better place now. But I do believe that God has put me in a place where we can get her help and get somebody else help and get justice for her.
Yeah, and you're just so brave, and this may help other parents out there. I think previously you said this could happen to anybody. Just it sounds like you had tragedy after tragedy. And why is it so important for parents to talk to their kids? I mean, it seems like you did all you could, and you like your aunt or her aunt said we practically kidnapped her. I mean,
Did. Yeah. But here's the thing. Once the devil got a hold of him, once that demon of addiction has got a hold of a person, it's got to be them that makes these choices for you. Because I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because I've had my struggles as well. Honestly, Kimberly's addictions, the reasons for her addiction started way before it happened. If I could go back in time, I myself would take this advice. The friends that are doing drugs don't love you. The people who are drinking and doing these things, you can guarantee your first hit will always be free, because you'll pay for the rest of them, and you'll pay dearly. And most of the time you'll pay with your life. Go home to your mother and father if you're go struggling now. And if that's not a good place for you, find God, find a community resource that will help you, because there are people out there that care. Just make the next right decision. That's the only thing you can do from the point that you become a drug addict, or even before you become a drug addict. It's just do the next right thing. You slip, you fall, you get back up and do the next right thing. And that's all I can think of to tell somebody.
oh, that's great. Yeah, thank you. It's it's just horrible, and losing a child. I wanted to go back just a little bit. Can you talk about her? I know you talked about her singing, and that was amazing. What was she like when she was little?
Oh Lord.
Okay, the best story about Kimberly is she was 3 years old and almost 4, and it was her first day of preschool. So she goes in and she gets these big like dress jean dress thing. It's just like her brand new clothes. And she had me braid her hair up, and she was just so excited and just ready to go, right? And I kind of like, no, when she gets to school, because me and my mom raised her, she's going to cry for her grandma. She's going to cry for her mama, and she's going to be horrible. And I'm like shook at this point. Taking her in there, and I'm so nervous. And she opens the classroom door, opens it up, jumps in and says, "Ta-da, I'm here." It was good. Like, she made friends. She was very easy, very likable, very easy to talk to. She was so kind. She had she was a heavier set kid. She was, and she always had problems with her self-esteem because of her weight. So she was the advocate for anyone that was a little different. She was,
Awesome.
you're not going to be a bully. She wasn't that person. She was like the kindest, sweetest person. Um, she lit up, no matter, like, even at her worst, she could light up the room. Like, I moved out here to Chillicothe, and I always texted her, Kimberly, be careful, I love you. And her favorite thing was Lilo and Stitch, because she thought Elvis Presley was like the Backstreet Boys back when she was a kid. Like, she loved him. So I texted her and I said, Kimberly, you be careful. She says, Mommy, I'm always careful out here. I've got a strong woman that raised me, and I'm always careful. And I said, no, for real, be careful. She says, no, you be careful. You're out in the woods with the lions and tigers and bears. She's just, she would just light up a place. She was like real quick-witted, real funny, but super caring. Just literally just, Kimberly sing me a song and you got a full concert for the rest of the night. And just, she caught me off guard. I used to sing when I was younger, and she caught me off guard one night and hid the camera, like the phone from me. And we sat and sang Talk About Suffering. It's a Christian song. And it reemerged like whenever she passed away, and that we played that at her funeral. But she would do stuff like that, just kind of like off the cuff, like, we're going to do this and make everybody happy today. That was Kimberly.
Or I'd be
that's so sweet.
like, I worked a lot and I'd be having a bad day and I'd come home and she'd go, we're all loaded up. I'm like, for what? We're going to the beach. You like the beach? We're going to the beach. Go. And, she would just kind of get me out of those moods, and she was my baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was
that's so
loved.
sweet.
And that's another thing too, people don't realize. It's not just the kids that are neglected, the kids that are overlooked or have bad, like, self-esteem problems. It's not just those kids. This could happen to any person who would get out and they're thinking they're having fun or experimenting with their friends, and do not realize the next step could be their downfall. And that's what I want people to realize. Like, the last 5 years didn't define Kimberly.
No.
Even with her addiction, she was the kindest person. She tried, she tried to be a better person. And it was a big conflict with her because she was a good person.
Yeah.
I just want people to know that it could happen to anyone. To talk to your child, let them know that this is, like, you want to protect them from the world, but you want to do it by not saying something. That's not how to do it. You better educate your children about this drugs, and about boys that will talk you into things that you don't really want to do, and lose some of your core values, because you will, and it's easy to do.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, I was wondering too. Oh, sorry. Can you talk about her son? What do you see in him?
Oh my goodness, he
Just
is
like
the
his mother.
funniest kid. He looks just like her in the face. Like he's hyper and a funny kid. And my mother has had him since he was 18 months old. And he doesn't understand. Like, he wanted to know his mother, and his mom come to visit, but after she got really bad, she didn't want to be around, didn't want him to see her like that. She was ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's something. He is, like, I mean, I can see
He is a firecracker.
I can see a lot of his mother in him. In fact, I can see a lot of his father in him. His father has been clean now for over 2 years and has lived with us for the past 8 months to be around his son, and has done amazing.
Yes.
He's done really good. And Kimberly wanted to do the same. I mean, this kid is a great product of two good people, the best of the best,
Excuse me. So I don't think I asked before. So this happened in South Columbus.
Yes.
So what area is that, and what's your plea to people who live there? I mean, there's ways you could tell police what you saw without, implicating yourself. So what
Yeah.
would you say to them?
It's Marion Village. We've lived there our whole lives up until we came to Chillicothe a few years ago. We know everyone there. The drug epidemic has taken it over that little neighborhood. It used to be a very tight knit community. Now it's more abandoned house, dope spot, and a person has lived there for their whole life. It's just sad because I know there's good people there.
Yeah.
I know that this isn't the way they wanted their neighborhood to be. I know people scared. I understand why people scared. I've been there myself. I know. But that's what the detectives' jobs are. Talk to the detective if you know something. They can make sure that they can link, at least they could link something up to give solid evidence against the person that shot my daughter. Because this person hasn't just shot my daughter. He's most likely ran rampant through the neighborhood and fear. The only thing fear is the devil telling you not to do the right thing. That's what I believe with all my heart, that's what the fear is. Talk to the police. They have ways of protecting you. Talk to me. I can take it to the police and they can figure out how to handle that. I mean, if you sit quietly,
It's just going to keep happening.
it's just going to keep somebody else's child is in danger, and it could be your kid the next time.
And just to wrap it up, I thank you guys so much for a second day talking to me. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. What would you think Kimberly would want people to know about her, and what did she leave in the world? Like, what was her little thing?
That's hard.
I think her son,
Yeah.
that
That's-
was her biggest accomplishment.
Yeah.
And she loved him and she talked about him with pride.
Another thing too, it's like Kimberly, she wouldn't say anything because she's already said it all. You can't find someone that doesn't have a fun story, a smile on their face, something positive to say about Kimberly, even at her worst.
Yeah.
You can't find one person that says Kimberly was a bad person, or that the only thing that you have is sadness that she's gone and joy that she was here. So she's already said what she had to say.
I was gonna say, through her singing and just laughter, she sounds like we could have been friends. She's like really funny and keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Just any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Just help. I mean, and if you can't help, at least help yourself. Get yourself out of a bad situation.
If you're on the streets, go home. You have family that cares.
And again, some people can't go home to their family, but they could find a home somewhere else and make a new family. You do not have to be alone. You do not have to struggle with this by yourself. Just get help. And if you're out there and you have any information about Kimberly, please share it. Share it, because she didn't deserve this. No one deserves this.
She's loved and she's missed very much.
Very much.
Yeah, she sounds like a beautiful soul. She just got in with the wrong people, and like you said, it could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. You're so lovely. And let me pause this or stop it here. Hold on a second.